Welcome everybody. Today we're going to do an awesome glute and hip flexor stretch. We're going to use a wall, so if you can get close to a wall, if you've got a cushion or something you can have down, because we're going to be resting one knee at a time on the cushion, even a rug just to put under the knee. I use these Zabatons just because they're here in the studio. So we're going to start by getting close to the wall and say let's start with our left knee down. The right leg is going to come forward into a lunge. You can use a chair as I have here. So my left knee is tucked under. I'm trying to get that left foot either resting on the wall or tucked under into the wall. Toes are tucked. From here, all I'm doing is trying to get my hips as far forward as I can, and already I'm feeling that pressure through that back thigh. The thigh is getting a good stretch there. To get deeper into the hip flexor, a lot of us may need to do a little bit of back bend, may need to squeeze the glutes, or may even just need to begin by leaning the body forward to take the slack off that back thigh. So for me, the moment I lean forward, I lose that stretch through the quadriceps. And as I take some time and breathing and talking to you guys, already I've noticed that thigh is giving way. It's starting to lengthen and stretch. And I'm just feeling through it. One of the biggest things that we don't do, which we should try to do, especially when we're stretching, is breathe deeper into our belly. Try to soften this tension that a lot of us carry around in our stomach, in our belly area. Because what will happen is some people I notice will get into a stretch and they're really fighting the stretch. But they will get a better result if they just breathe through it and just try to relax and soften. And just with that breath, my hips gave way a little bit more. That left thigh is still getting a good stretch. My elbows are on the chair. Some of you might need to have the hands, the front foot. Some of you might even want to step it out a little bit, step it wider. And just letting your body sink a bit deeper. Now this, for many people, is enough. If you want to go a little bit deeper, I like to push my ball of the foot, the toes, into the wall. For some, that will activate the quad. Even squeeze the glute. If you find these glutes, especially the left one here, because my left leg is back, when you squeeze that muscle, the front side of that leg has to give way. It has to soften more because the back is contracting, or the opposing muscle is contracting. The other side has to lengthen. One side shortens, contracting, so the other side has to lengthen, stretch. So a few more breaths here. You can spend up to 3-4 minutes here, but I'm finding this is a really deep stretch. More on my thigh today, it's across the quad. And then just slowly come out. You can take more weight on the chair, you can lean forward, push with that front foot to shift the hips back, and then coming out of that shape. Just resting, taking a breather, seeing how that felt for you. And now we'll do the other side. So if you've got that chair, shift it across to the right a little. This time the right knee is going to be down, so you can have that foot, maybe it's tucked under, maybe it's flat, depending on how your thigh is feeling today. Using the chair to help take some of the weight to get that left foot stretched through. And slowly leaning into it. So one thigh may be really tight compared to the other. Your dominant leg may have a sense of great tension because it's carrying a little bit more fibers, a little bit more density. So with this stretch, again, I'm using the chair, I'm lifting my chest, I'm even trying a little back bend. That will try to open up through that front hip as well. My left leg, I didn't really feel it come across into the hip flexors. We can do other stretches for that. This one is a great one for the quad. Some of you will be feeling it through the hip flexor, and that's awesome, that's great. For me, this is not the best stretch for my hip flexors, but that's okay. Everyone will have a different element or different stretch that they find will target that area that they're trying to target the best for them. And this is part of that experimenting that we need to do. We need to try different ways of stretching, different techniques. So we've been here for over a minute. So maybe you're squeezing the glutes. Maybe, hopefully, you're breathing deep into the belly. Soften the shoulders, soften the face and jaw. Where are you holding tension that isn't necessary? Part of, or the discipline of stretching is really being present with your body. If you're in a gym with headphones in your ears or music's playing really loudly or you're chatting to someone else, you're not in your body. You're not feeling what's going on for you. Not able to fine tune, maybe just a step out of that front foot. Maybe that gentle placement of the foot on the wall. Moving just slightly could add a much better depth to the stretch for you. So that little resistance, if you want to push your foot into the wall, see what that does. Or even squash and squeeze the wall with the toes, that will usually activate the quad. Let it soften, lift the chest, breathing here, letting time work through the tissues of the quadriceps themselves. So this side, I'm starting to feel it move more into that right hip now, which is great. So sometimes the quads need to lengthen first before you can get anywhere near the hip flexors, which are deeper in across the front of the hip, moving up into the spine. So let's take 3 more breaths here. And then just slowly, again, maybe you need to fold forward, maybe the hands can come to the floor. However you feel you can come out safely, slowly. When you exit a stretch nice and slow, it gives your brain, your nervous system, time to process what just happened. If you want to lay down and just rebound on the floor like we do with yin yoga, I like to do a lot, just to let the legs stretch out, please do. Thanks for joining. That was a nice quick stretch into our quads. I hope that was helpful. Any questions or comments or feedback, please put it below. Subscribe to my channel, give me the thumbs up. That like button will help grow my channel and get these videos in front of more eyes on YouTube. I'll see you guys soon.